تقبل الله تقبل الله منا ومنكم صالح الأعمال. Alhamdulillah, may Allah accept our humble worship. It's not worthy. Don't ever think that we are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as He is to be worshipped. Astaghfirullah al-azim wa atubu ilayh. The only one doing that is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. هو الذي قام بحق العبودية في حضرة المعبود. He is the one that has fulfilled the right and duty of servanthood in the presence of the worshipped one, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make him happy with us. Ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam look at us. Ameen. We are not worthy to be looked at. We are full of najasat, dirty manners, dirty intentions, dirty hearts. He is the pure one, at-tahir al-mutahhar, the pure one. But we are asking that He instructs shuyukh to look at us. We are Naqshbandis. Don't make any mistake. We are Naqshbandis and following the Naqshbandi way. And Sultan al-Awliya, Mawlana Sheikh Nazim, is the one responsible for us. We were given to him from that day, from the day of promises. We are his, from Alastu bi Rabbikum. We are his, we are Mawlana Sheikh Nazim's amana, trust, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has entrusted Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with, and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has entrusted Mawlana Sheikh Nazim al-Haqqani al-Naqshbandi with. We are his trust. We are with him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always send his support upon us. Send his gaze upon us. Ya Sayyidi, Ya Sultan al-Awliya. نظرك يا سيدي الكريم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. نوينا الأربعين، نوينا الاعتكاف، نوينا الخلوة، نوينا العزلة، نوينا الرياضة، نوينا الصيام، نوينا السلوك لله تعالى العظيم في هذا المسجد. دستور يا سيدي يا سلطان الأنبياء. We ask permission from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. دستور يا سيدي يا سلطان الأولياء القطب المتصرف. نظرك يا سيدي، مددك، همتك يا سيدي. دستور يا رجال الله، رجال الله، رجال الله، أعينونا بعون الله وكونوا عونا لنا بالله عسى نحظى بفضل الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Yesterday, Mawlana Sheikh Nazim was talking about Sayyidina al-Khidr alayhi salam and Sayyidina Yahya Trabzoni and Sayyidina Sultan Sulaiman al-Qanuni. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. And we said that every sultan zahir, every sultan that is visible, outward sultan, has to be supported by a spiritual sultan, a ma'nawi sultan. And we said that Sultan Sulaiman al-Qanuni, Sulaiman the Magnificent, one of the Ottoman sultans, he had a sheikh. Nowadays, if you tell a sultan you have to take a sheikh, they say, no, we take a minister. They have advisors. And they don't know the best advice comes from someone that can see what they cannot see. The minister sees what the sultan sees. He doesn't see more than what is physical, facts. But grand sheikhs, a sheikh, a sultan, a spiritual sultan, will look into the Lawh al-Mahfuz, the preserved tablet. He will look into the destiny. And he will tell you if it's written there or not written there. And you better listen to the sultan that tells you, do it or don't do it. So Sultan Sulaiman had a sheikh, grand sheikh, Sayyidina Yahya Effendi Hazrat Lari. He is a grand Naqshbandi sheikh in Istanbul. Grand sheikh is saying, at the hands of Sayyidina, our master, Al-Sheikh Yahya Trabzoni, Hazrat Yahya Trabzoni, Hazrat Lari, that sheikh, at his hand, thousands and thousands from Christians have entered into Islam. Sheikh Yahya Effendi. And Grand Sheikh is saying that his secret is so powerful. And his maqam, his turba, his tomb is in Istanbul. And if you enter his masjid, Yahya Effendi, Sheikh Yahya Effendi, if you enter his masjid, you feel with the manifestation of Jannah, of paradise. As if you are in paradise, that manifestation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy comes on the masjid and the zawiyah and the khanaqa of Sayyidina al-Shaykh Yahya Effendi Trabzoni. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the chance to visit. Grand Sheikh Sultan al-Awliya, Maulana Sheikh Nazim, every time he went to Istanbul, he has to go to that Effendi, to that Sheikh, and sit in that masjid that he is saying that it is Jannah. And really, if you go there, you feel like in Jannah. So anybody is going to Istanbul, go to Sheikh Yahya Effendi. He is on the European side in a place called Beşiktaş. If you go there, try to visit. So our master, Sheikh Yahya Effendi Hazrat Lari, his tomb was away from people, but was on the water. And this Sheikh, Grand Sheikh, is saying that he used to meet with Sayyidina al-Khidr, with our master Khidr alayhi salam, very frequently. Sayyidina al-Khidr, our master Khidr alayhi salam, was his companion and was his very close friend. And Sultan Sulaiman, the Magnificent, knew that his Sheikh meets with Khidr alayhi salam, with Hazrat Khidr. So Grand Sheikh is telling the story that Sultan Sulaiman the Magnificent insisted to his Sheikh, show me Hazrat Khidr, show me Hazrat Khidr, show me Khidr, let me see him. And the Sheikh would not say anything. One time, Sultan Sulaiman was riding a boat on the Bosphorus, and he was passing by the Zawiyah of his Sheikh, because the Zawiyah of Sayyidina Sheikh Yahya Effendi is right on the Bosphorus, on the water. So he asked that his Sheikh comes with him and take a boat ride on the Bosphorus. At that time, Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam was sitting with the Sheikh. So the Sheikh came, because the Sultan has issued a farman. The Sultan says, come, you have to come. You have to obey. So the Sheikh came, and with him, Sayyidina al-Khidr came. And the Sheikh entered the boat, and his friend was a very strange man. Maulana is saying that he looked very strange. He walked behind the Sheikh and he sat next to the Sheikh. And the Sultan didn't say anything, because this strange man is with the Sheikh. He kept adab. But he was very peculiar, very strange, weird, doesn't look normal. So he sat in front of the Sultan, the strange man, right, looking at the Sultan. And he looks at the Sultan, and then he started looking at his hand, and looking at his hand, and looking at his hand, because in his hand there was a ring, in the Sultan's hand. So Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam, looking at the Sultan's hand, and seeing that jewel, and Grand Sheikh is saying that jewel is worth a treasury of a country. That's just one jewel in his ring. The man said, "Oh Sultan, could you give me that?" He said, with the Sultan, even if something has value, does he hold on to it? And if the Sultan is asked something and he has it with him, does he prevent that something to go to the man that asked for it? See, the Sultan has to be Sultan, has not to be attached to a ring or a stone. Grand Sheikh is saying that if the Sultan had something and somebody asked for him for that, does the Sultan say, no, it's mine? Oh, I'm going to lose some money. That is not from the characteristic of sultans. Even if it's worth 2 treasuries, 7 treasuries, 100 treasuries of 100 countries, if something is asked of a sultan, he has it, from his manners, from his characteristics, that the sultan gives it. So he took it off and gave it to the man. The minute he took it, the man looked at it, threw it in the ocean, in the Bosphorus. It went away. The sultan looked, Grand Sheikh is saying, and he started to boil from the inside. But in front of the sultan was a bigger sultan. So he kept adab. He kept adab. Because sultans, Grand Sheikh is saying, kings, emperors only can bow down, can humble themselves to Sultan of Akhirah. So Sultan of Dunya has to humble himself down to a Sultan of Akhirah. That means all the kings in the world, they have to humble themselves down to Waliullah. Don't be fooled that he is a high one, no. The highest ones on earth are the friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are the sultans of Akhirah. So because in front of the sultan there was a sultan of the Akhirah, his sheikh, he kept quiet. He didn't say anything. And Grand Sheikh is saying that his great-grandfather, Sultan Muhammad al-Fatih, the one that opened Constantinople, he said that whoever entered my presence used to shake. Sultan Muhammad al-Fatih, great-grandfather of Sultan Sulaiman al-Qanuni. He said whoever entered his presence used to shake. And he said when I entered the presence of my sheikh, I used to shake. So the sheikh was sitting and Sultan Sulaiman did not say anything. He just kept quiet. They came to the shore to get out. But inside of him, there was a confusion. Inside of the Sultan, there was a confusion because of this ring. So when they stepped out of the boat, Grand Sheikh is saying that this strange man put his hand in the water, pulled the ring out, and gave it to the Sultan. And he says, I'm sorry, maybe because of this ring you are all upset on the inside. Here, take it back.